Renegades are on. News Talk 1450 WKIP.
Stepping in is Greg Zabreck, the leadoff man, and he leads off the fourth, batting .258. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to, well, you can take two guesses, either Ariel Soriano or Darryl George. He went to Darryl George at short. As Kirsch comes set for the first pitch, he deals look like a changeup on the outside part of the plate that just caught 0-1.
Looks like a completely different Chris Kirsch here tonight. Control has been superb. Not something we've said very often this season, but
as he deals the 0-1, a high fastball, 1-1.
Michael Johns has to be pleased, and he was saying that Chris Kirsch is a completely different pitcher than the one he saw in Princeton last season. Kirsch really struggled at points in the Appalachian League.
Kirsch comes set for the 1-1 deals. This one is hit to no other than Darryl George, who gobbles it up, throws across a good stretch by Alexander at first, and there's one away.
Well, the numbers just keep mounting up for Darryl George. Sure, he's laughing right now, just expecting the ball to be hit to him. Well, I'm sure Ty Young would like a couple of chances over at third base.
Isaac Ballou stepping in from the left side of the plate, batting .282. He's 0 for 1, and he went to the other side of the infield to Ariel Soriano. George Soriano have most of the outs, and in center, Harris recorded one. As Kirsch comes set, and he deals. This one is drilled up the middle, and on with a one-out single is Isaac Ballou.
Well, he was looking to go to short, but that time he guided it over the glove of Darryl George, who leapt up in the air. James Harris with a quick relay in from left center field. And the Doubledays finally have their first base runner after a one-out single here in the fourth.
And it was a great piece of hitting. He found the pitch right down the middle, and he hit it towards left center. Almost a good play by Darryl George, but just over his head. William Rodriguez is going to step in. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to George in the first. One out. Runner on first. No score as time is called. And Kirsch steps off the mound.
We told you that the Doubledays have struggled offensively, hitting just .232 as a team coming in, but the good news is that they've been consistent against both right-handers and left-handers.
Kirsch comes set for the first pitch to Rodriguez. He deals a breaking ball, swinging over the top, 0-1.
Against righties coming in, Auburn hitting .233. Not that much of a drop-off against lefties, hitting .227, so at least they've been consistent against both versions of whoever they see on a given night.
Ballou on first has a pretty short lead. He gets one extra step as Kirsch comes set for the 0-1. Kirsch deals a fastball in there for a called strike. 0-2 to William Rodriguez.
Rodriguez was actually the only base runner last night who attempted to steal on Oscar Hernandez. He was thrown out early in the ballgame. Oscar 11 out of 21. He's thrown out over 50% of attempted base stealers.
Kirsch comes set for the 0-2, and he tries to pick off Ballou, and not in time as he scoots in there safely. And Rodriguez is 7 for 9, Greg, on the base pass, so a rarity that he got caught, but he got caught by one of the best, Oscar Hernandez. Kirsch looking for the sign from Hernandez. He finds it, comes set for the 0-2, again with the pickoff. This one's not going to be in time, as Alexander tosses Kirsch back the ball.
And in talking to Michael Johns a few hours ago, he mentioned the similarities between Kirsch and last night's starter Kevin Brandt. Two left-handers who have been around the block before, but there are some differences.
Kirsch comes set for the 0-2. A fastball on the outside part of the plate doesn't catch. 1-2.
I think you give the edge and stuff to Chris Kirsch only because he throws a little bit harder, although Kevin Brandt has the better put-away pitch with that changeup. Brandt also has the advantage with a great pickoff move from the left side, something that Chris Kirsch is still trying to develop.
He comes set for the 1-2. This one's hit to Ty Young, just foul, as it gets past the third baseman Young, and the count remains at 1-2.
It's amazing how Brandt, and Michael was really the one who pointed it out to me, if you watch a Kevin Brandt start, the way he's able to neutralize a ground game, the way an opposing team has to really shut themselves down and think about running on him. Plus, you mentioned you have the combination of either an Oscar Hernandez or an Omar Narvaez behind the plate. Makes it very tough for opposing teams.
The 1-2 from Kirsch to Rodriguez is a Ball hit sharply up the middle. Diving is Soriano, past him into center field, fielded by Harris, and he throws it back in. So another single off the bat of William Rodriguez, and there's 2 on with 1 away.
And that ball looked like it deflected off the mound, and I have a feeling if it doesn't, Ariel Soriano can get over, at least knock it down, and maybe get the force out at second. But William Rodriguez with another hit in this series. And the Double Days, as they did in the 8th inning last night, mounting a charge with 1 out here in the 4th.
That they are, 1 out. Runners on first and second. No score. Top of the 4th. Gene Valdez steps in. He's 0 for 1. He's batting from the right side of the plate as Kirsch stares down Hernandez for the sign. Kirsch brings his hands together, comes set, and the lefty deals a fastball low, 1-0.
What's encouraging is that Kirsch continues to keep his pitch count low. He's up to 85 now in terms of his limit. So Michael Johns plans on using him hopefully for 7 innings, as we saw with Brandt last night.
They try to pick off the runner, almost gets him, but diving back is Ballou. A good play. Soriano came across. They fired, and it tailed away as Ballou dove back safely. So still 1-0 to the batter, Gene Valdez, the first baseman. Valdez batting .243 on the year. Wind blowing from right field to left as Kirsch comes set for the 1-0. Kirsch deals. This one is hit sharply over the third base bag. They're going to say it's fair. Waving in is Ballou. 1 run will score. They're going to wave in Rodriguez. He will score it, standing in safely at second base. Going to third now. The throw cut off and hosed at third is Gene Valdez. So Valdez gets the double and gets greedy on the relay from left field. Oscar Hernandez read that one perfectly, and they hosed Gene Valdez at third base.
Well, Valdez will get credit with a 2-run double down the left field line. It was very close to the bag, and on cue, Michael Johns out of the dugout to talk with Eric Backus. The two of them have exchanged words before, and that put out at third base goes 7-6-2-4, with Soriano, the second baseman, coming back to cover the play at third.
And from up here, buddy, it looked like that ball was foul. It didn't look like it went over the base.
Well, if you remember, when Michael Johns got ejected for the only time this season, it was actually with this umpiring crew, Eric Backus and George Rydell.
Valdez came into second safely, took a big turn, read the throw as George threw it to home plate. In safely was Rodriguez, and Oscar Hernandez caught the ball and threw down towards third. Michael Johns stepped away from the conversation and now came back.
Well, it was Eric Backus who was trying to be the bigger man and walk away, at least end the conversation and the debate for now, but Michael Johns continued it for about 10 seconds. And I thought Backus was going to throw him out because he took off his mask momentarily before Michael finally got the hint and returned to the dugout. He admitted he does not like getting thrown out of games. It takes him out of it. He's unable to manage.
Matt Fote steps in right now as Kirsch deals a changeup on the outside part of the plate. 1-0.
That's why I always found people who talked about Bobby Cox getting ejected more than any other manager in Major League Baseball to really be a pointless discussion.
The 1-0 from Kirsch. This one's hit weakly to short, gobbled up by George, fired across the diamond, and they get the third out. But not without some damage done. 2 runs scored by the Double Days as we head to the top of the 4th, 2-0. Keep it right here on 1450 WKIP.